What up, guys? This is
Cheevo, guys!
Back here again with another achievement guide. Today we're going to be focusing on eFootball 2022. Recently, Konami decided to totally rebrand Pro Evolution Soccer, or PES, to eFootball, and now it's free to play. Now, not only is this game free to play, but it only takes about 40 or 45 minutes to get the full 1000 G as long as you're looking at guides. In this video, it's going to be an all-in-one achievement guide guiding you through all 17 achievements. If you're looking for a specific achievement, I did upload 6 different video guides covering the individual achievements if you prefer to do it that way. But this video is going to be an all-in-one guide for those that haven't started it quite yet. Again, 40 minutes, super easy. On top of that, it's free. So let's go ahead and dive into it. To start, we're going to be getting 440 G out of the 1000 and 7 out of the 17 achievements. It should only take about one game. Now, the common thing amongst all of these achievements is going to be the fact that we're going to be playing against a second remote. So this method is going to require that you have a second remote handy for pretty much all of these achievements. Now, when I uploaded my individual video guides, I had a lot of people commenting saying that they were not able to play with 2 controllers. You can play with 2 controllers in the free-to-play version. The only thing is that you have to sign into a separate profile on the second controller for it to show up. You can't simply just turn the controller on. It needs to be signed into a profile, otherwise it won't show up here. Other than that, let's go ahead and get started. For pretty much all of these matches, I'm going to select Manchester United and we're going to be facing River Plate. Now, we're going to start off by focusing on the achievements for the 3 goals with 1 player and 3 assists with 1 player. Now, it's obviously going to be easier because the second player isn't going to move and we can simply steal the ball away and try to score. Now, we're going to try to get 2 achievements here. So what we're going to do is try to get the 3 assists and the 3 goals with 1 player. So what we want to do is decide which player you want to get the assist with and which player you want to get the goals with. Ultimately, what you want to do is just make sure you stick with those players, score 3 goals or 3 assists with both of those players, and you'll unlock all of the achievements. Now, in terms of controls, A is to pass and X is to shoot. And if you're trying to steal the ball from the second controller, X is to steal it away. Now, let me break it down for people that aren't familiar with the sport. An assist is when one player passes it to another player and then they score a goal right after. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to the player that you're using or the number on the back of the jersey, and make sure that you pass it with that same player 3 different times and that you shoot it with the same player 3 different times. So ultimately, we're doing 3 assists and 3 goals. And just make sure you get them with the same player. And it's really as simple as that. It's super easy against a second controller. More than likely, you're also going to unlock an achievement for scoring a goal during a counter attack, as well as unlock the hat trick achievement once you've scored 3 goals with the same person. And then at that same time, you should be unlocking the achievement for 3 assists as long as you passed it with the same person 3 different times. That's the best supporting actor achievement worth 120 gamer score. Aside from that, you are going to get an achievement for completing the game and completing the game without any penalties. That's the clean sheet achievement. That's going to be a total of 7 achievements, totaling up for 440 gamer score. The only one you may not have gotten is the one for scoring during a counter attack, but as you go for this 1000 G, you're definitely going to end up getting that one naturally. So as long as you assisted or passed with the same player 3 different times and you scored the goal with the same player 3 different times, you should have 440 out of 1000. Next, we're going to be working on the Comeback King and No Time Wasted achievements, so head back to the main menu. It's going to total up for 160 gamer score. The Comeback King one is for winning after coming back from 3 goals down, and the No Time Wasted achievement is for simply scoring a goal within 3 touches after a quick restart. Now, what we want to do is start up a game against one of our second controllers, so this is going to require a second controller for this method. Now, to get this first achievement, what we want to do is we want to get the second controller and have it pass to their goalie. After that, you want to take their goalie and you want to run it out of the sidelines. After that, you're going to get to throw in the ball with your team, player 1. And what we want to do is we want to score a goal within 3 touches of this throw-in. So go ahead and throw it into a player and try to score the goal with this player. You technically have to do it within 3 touches, but we're just going to do it within 1 touch. Now, this should be fairly easy because we're playing against a second controller and none of the players are really moving. And what you want to do is try to shoot the ball and score the goal. X is to shoot the ball. If you've done it correctly, you're going to unlock the No Time Wasted achievement worth 40 gamer score for scoring a goal within 3 touches on a quick reset or a throw-in. Now aside from that, our Comeback King achievement is for winning after coming back from a 3-goal deficit. So what we want to do is take the player 2 controller and score 3 goals. After you're down 3 goals with player 1, you can go ahead and start scoring goals with player 1 to try to catch up and win the game. And hopefully you have enough time to score 3 goals and eventually 4 goals to win the game. Now if you need to, you can make the games a bit longer so that you have opportunity to score this many goals. Personally, I didn't have to do anything like that. I simply scored 3 goals with my second player against my first player, and then vice versa. But if you're having trouble scoring this many goals within one game, you can actually just take control of the goalie by simply passing it to the goalie and then just walk it into your own goal. It is a little hard to do this. It doesn't let you just do that. The goalie will try to kick it away. So what you want to do is double tap right trigger and you'll slide with the goalie and you can slide kick the ball into your own goal. If you end up wanting to get this achievement this way, you would start off with player 1, score your own goal 3 different times, and then take control of player 2 and score in your own goal 4 different times. Again, to score in your own goal, pass it to your goalie and double tap right trigger to slide kick it into your own goal. Rinse and repeat this process to do it even a little faster if you don't want to actually try to score the goals. But anyhow, as long as you were down by 3 goals and that you ended up catching up with player 1, you should end up unlocking the Comeback King achievement worth 120 gamer score. Alright, next let's head back to the main menu because we're going to work on the Sniper and Goalmouth Guardian achievements. This is for blocking a penalty kick as well as scoring a free kick from further than 25 yards. To unlock these, we want to go ahead and start up a 2-player match. So go ahead and start up a match and plug in a second controller. It will not pop up until you sign into that controller. Go ahead and select Manchester United for the first player and go ahead and select River Plate for the second controller. Now, first achievement we're going to go for is the Sniper achievement. This is for scoring a free kick from further than 25 yards. Now, you see these lines in the field? We need to shoot from 2 lines past the box. So, not this line, but this line. You want to shoot from further than this line right here. So, go ahead and bring player 1 to this spot. Go ahead and stop him. Take control of player 2, and you want to sprint. Hold down right trigger to turbo, and then you want to press B to slide into player 1, and that's going to foul him. And that should get you a free kick. So, just again, set up player 1 right about here. Get player 2 and slide into him by pressing B. And that should go ahead and trigger a free kick. There we go. Alright, perfect. So now we're going to be shooting a free kick from further than 25 yards. All we need to do now is make it. And to make this even easier, you want to grab the second controller and hold LB and click in the right thumbstick at the same time. Again, that's LB and clicking in the right thumbstick at the same time. This will change you to the goalie, and you can go ahead and take the goalie and just take him out of the box. After you take him out of the box or in front of the goal, you can go ahead and shoot an easy goal. If you're still having trouble making the free kick, even after moving the goalie, try shooting a chip shot and basically lobbing it over the players in front of you. To do that, you can hold LB while you're shooting with X. You want to do that as well as hold the power meter till about halfway, and that should chip it over the players in front of you for an easy free kick. And next, what you want to do is you want to take player 2 and move them in front of their goal inside of their box. Once player 2 is inside of their box, you want to take player 1 and press B to slide into them. That's going to result in a penalty kick. If they get fouled within the box, that's going to trigger a penalty kick. So what we want to do is trigger a penalty kick for player 2, and we need to block it with player 1. So all you want to do is just tap X 1 time with player 2, and he's going to kick it right in the middle to our goalie, and we'll be able to block it. Again, just tap X. There we go. So we just had player 1 block a penalty kick, and that should unlock the Goalmouth Guardian achievement worth 40 gamer score. Alright, so let's go ahead and head back to the main menu, and next we're going to work on the wall and the final twist achievements. Now we can actually get both of these really easily in a 2-player match, so just go ahead and start up a regular match against a second controller. If you can't get your controller to pop up, it's probably because you need to sign into a profile on the second controller for it to show up. Other than that, select Manchester United for first player and River Plate for player 2. Now, the first achievement we're going to be going for is called the wall. And this is for blocking 5 shots with the player, not your goalie. So what we need to do is basically get player 2 ready to shoot into their goal and line up player 1 right in front of them. You want to press shoot X on the player 2 button, and right after that you want to press A on your second controller. If you press A, it will block the kick. I found out after a while you can actually even hold A and it will kind of brace themselves for that block. So just keep in mind you can hold A for player 1 like this and then shoot with player 2 using the X button. Aside from that, you're just going to need to rinse and repeat this process 5 different times until you unlock the wall achievement for 40 gamer score. Again, this is for blocking 5 shots in a single match, not including the goalie. Now, after you've unlocked the achievement for blocking 5 goals with player 1, next we're going to go for the final twist achievement. This is for pulling off a win in stoppage. Basically, after you end the game, sometimes there'll be an extra few minutes that you have to, try to seal the deal or score an extra goal. This is basically added time or stoppage time, and what we need to do is score during this extra time at the end of the game. So what I recommend doing is just making sure that the game is tied up by the end of the game, and not only that, but maybe you've scored some goals and made some substitutes so that there's actually some extra time at the end of the game, because if you simply just stand there, there's not going to be any extra added time and you won't be able to pull this off. So let me go ahead and break down how I got this, because this actually took me a few tries and I didn't unlock it until I finally decided to just score into my own goal, because the whole time I was trying to score into player 2's goal, and that's actually kind of hard to do in stoppage time. So what you want to do is start off by just scoring 2 goals for each team. To do this, you want to pass it to their goalie, and you want to run towards the goal and double tap right trigger to slide with the goalie. This is going to slide kick the ball into your own goal, and it's going to make for a really easy score. So maybe score 1 goal for each team in the first half, and then you want to press start, press Y to go to the game plan, and you want to substitute a player on each team. Substitutions is another way that there gets added stoppage time at the end of a game. So just do maybe a substitution on each team so we can add some extra time at the end of the game. Aside from that, you need to walk out of bounds for the substitutes to take effect. So just simply run out of bounds. After that, the substitutions will take place. All right, perfect. So aside from that, I went ahead and just made sure I scored 2 more goals in the second half. So again, I scored 1 goal for each team in the first half and 1 goal for each team in the second half. I did this by simply running into my own goal with each controller. Now the score is 2-2, and I also did 2 substitutes. So as you can see, we're about 70 minutes into the game, and what you want to do is pass it to the opposite goalie and just stand in front of their own goal, player 2's goal, and once the time is past 90 minutes, you'll see the extra minutes in the pink. I had 2 extra minutes. Right after, you want to go ahead and run towards the goal, double tap right trigger to slide it into your own goal. This is going to score your own goal with player 2, allowing player 1 to win in stoppage time. I found that it was way easier to just have player 2 score in their own goal in stoppage time rather than you having to actually score a goal in stoppage time. This still works, and it will still unlock the achievement or trophy called Final Twist, worth 120 gamer score. Alright, so next let's head back to the main menu. We're going to be working on the Phantom Striker and the Super Sub achievements next. One is for scoring with the defender, and the other is for scoring with the substitute player. First thing we want to do is start up a match against one of our second controllers. If your second controller isn't popping up, it's because you need to sign into a profile on it for it to show up. Now, you can technically use any team you want. I went ahead and selected Manchester United, and I'm facing River Plate. Now, once you get the ball, you want to pass it all the way down the field, basically to the player that's closest to your goalie. This is going to be one of your defenders. After you're one of your defenders, we're going to take the ball all the way down the field and try to score a goal with him. Meanwhile, second player, you're just leaving that controller alone. It should be fairly easy to score a goal. You might need to try a few times. If you're not familiar with the game quite yet, X is to shoot a goal. Other than that, you should unlock your achievement called Phantom Striker for scoring with the defender. Again, you just want to take control of one of the players on your team that's closest to your goalie. That's going to be one of your defenders. Simply take the ball down the field and score with them. Alright, so next you want to press start, and then you want to press Y to go to the game plan, and you want to substitute out one of your players. Personally, I decided to substitute out Varane, and I substituted in Lindelof. I think that's how you say his name. Doesn't matter who you substitute in, just make sure that you substitute one player in, and just make sure you take a mental note of their name or their number, just because you need to know that you're taking control of the player that you substituted in. Alright, so there we go. That's the player right there. It shows the player's name on the lower left-hand corner of the screen. As you can see, it says Lindelof. So I'm going to run downfield and try to score with him. Again, X is to shoot. Just kind of walk around until you have an open shot, and then press X, and hopefully you get it in. If not, if maybe the goalie blocks it or something like that, just pass it back to the player that you substituted in. In my case, it's Lindelof, and just make sure that you score with that player. And then eventually you're going to unlock the Super Sub achievement. Alright guys, let's head back to the main menu once again. We only have 2 achievements or trophies left, those being the Trickster and Chipping In achievements. This is for scoring with the chip shot and then scoring after a trick. Each of these are worth 40 gamer score, totaling up for 80. Now what we want to do is start up a match against our second controller. If your controller isn't popping up, it's because you need to sign into a profile on that second controller for it to show. Other than that, we're going to just select any team. I went ahead and selected Manchester United, and I decided to select River Plate for the second controller. Now you see that little shot that I just tried to do? I tried to chip it over the goalie. This is called a chip shot. To chip shot, you have to hold LB and then shoot the ball. So again, to chip shot it, you have to hold LB and then press X to shoot. That's going to shoot a chip shot. After you try it a few times against your second controller, you should eventually get a goal, unlocking the Chipping In achievement worth 40 gamer score. That's nice and simple. To chip shot, you simply have to score a goal, pressing LB and X at the same time. That's a little chip shot. Other than that, we're going to be going for the Trickster achievement. To trick, all you need to do is move around the right stick. Specifically, I did this little pump fake kick, which is basically double tapping forward. So you want to double tap forward on the right stick to kind of pump fake and then kick the ball in. If you happen to score a goal right after a trick, you'll end up unlocking the achievement called Trickster. Again, all you got to do is wiggle around the right thumbstick to trick. Specifically, I double tapped towards the goalie to pump fake it. After that, I ended up scoring a goal and unlocking the achievement. Aside from that, guys, assuming you were following along, you should finally have your full 1000G out of 1000G. Hopefully it only took you about 45 minutes or so. Let's just double check. Yep, 1000 out of 1000. As always, I'd like to give a huge thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers. We just hit 16 patrons. I'd like to give a special shout out to everybody in the biggest fan club, including TimG84, AOJ, Kegger101, Kana25, Michael Banksa, and Purple Rain 6. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe.